Obviously, the topic of this video is beat battles. Are they good? Are they bad? Or should you? Shouldn't you? What are the pros, cons, all that good stuff like that? I'm just gonna express a few of my thoughts on beat battles, and by all means, share your own in the comments below. But these are just a few things that I found that a lot of producers don't think about whenever they're entering beat battles or whenever they're doing beat battles, all that good stuff like that. First of all, shout out to the guys that do beat battles. Shout out to the guys that enter beat battles. Shout out to the people that have the cojones enough to put your beats out there for people to see and to be judged. Are beat battles good? Simple question, simple answer. Yes, they are good. They are good. Entering beat battles, do it. Absolutely amazing. But, but, just because something is good does not mean you can't turn it into something absolutely terrible in your mind. There are a lot of things out there that are good for us, but if we do not have the correct mind state when we deal with them, then they can turn absolutely bad. When I used to enter into beat battles and submit my work for beat battles, I would get into a competitive mode. Competitive meaning I wanted to win. You are competing against other people, so I'm gonna do things to this beat to showcase it and to win this beat battle. So I may use this 808 because it will showcase this beat versus using this 808 that will make the beat sound nice. I'm gonna use 5 808 glides in a 4-bar loop and it'll showcase this beat versus using none at all and the beat sounds absolutely amazing. You see where I'm coming from? When you're in that competitive mentality, you'll find yourself doing things to your beat to showcase it, to put it out there, to make sure that it's heard, to make sure that somebody took note of it, versus concentrating on making the beat sound good. When I'm in the studio working with artists, I want the beat to sound good. I don't want to take a competitive mentality into that studio. When I'm working with other producers on collaborative projects, I want to leave that competitive mentality out of the studio. I am trying to work with those producers and not trying to compete with them on their melodies, on their drums, things like that. So that's what I mean by having a certain mentality when you do things. It can really take something that should be good and it can turn it into something bad. So just make sure that when you enter these beat battles, when you do these things like this, make sure that you have the right mindset. Still you want your beats to win and you want to showcase your beats and all that good stuff like that. But always remember, if you are a person like myself that works with a lot of artists, I make more beats for artists than I do just randomly in my studio. Before, when I first got into this game, I would make more beats randomly than I would make for artists because obviously my company wasn't that big yet. So now that I'm making more beats for artists, I have to stay in that mentality. I don't want to get into a competitive mentality of trying to compete with people and doing those things because it could possibly mess up my business if I don't have the right mindset when I enter into the studio. And if I'm entering these beat battles and always competing and always doing these things, it's easy for me to bring that mentality into the studio and I don't even know I did it. As I said before, are they good? Absolutely amazing. Showcase your work. But if you are someone that's working with a lot of artists and you are in studios and you're doing professional projects, always make sure that that competitive mentality stays out of the studio. You do not want to compete with the persons that you're working with. It's just like a basketball team. Nobody on that basketball team, those 5 players, are competing with each other when they step on a court. They're trying to make each other better. They all have a role to play to get one complete objective done. So that's what you're doing when you're in the studio. You're playing a part and you're working with so many people to get an objective done. So that's just my thoughts on beat battles. Please leave your thoughts in the comments below. I get asked that a lot, why I don't participate in beat battles or why people don't see me in beat battles. I get a lot of invitations to beat battles. I get a lot of requests for me to do a beat battle, which possibly I may do for you guys later on. I don't know, but that's the reason why I don't take on those type of things at this point in my career. I used to, but at this point in my career, I don't really take on those type of things simply because I stay in the mentality that I need to be in for my company. And that mentality is making sure that I never get into a competitive spirit with anybody. I never get into a showcase mentality when I'm making music. I always want to make sure that I play my part when I step into the studio and I make someone else better. Now that we have addressed our topic, let's make some beats. Let's do it. go on and hit the humanize right here. Boom. We're gonna turn it on to about let's say about 39. Go hit apply. Okay, I'm gonna take the second part of this. We're gonna lower that down a few octaves to kind of see if we can get it to do something different than the last part. Something like that, something like that. All right, I'm gonna show you real quick what I did here. I went to splice and I grabbed this guitar loop right here. I like the way it sounds. I dragged it into the MPC software and this is what I did with it. I went on ahead and chopped it up. I pitched it up to the key of the beat, which is, I believe, B minor. This is how it sounds on its own. All right, and I went on ahead and I time stretched it to the tempo 32. The tempo is 165.1. That's what I time stretched it to make 165. I went on ahead and I laid this sequence down. Let me solo this. All right, and then when I put the EQ on, I just went ahead and cut out all the low end because I want it to be a melody. If you notice, the guitar has a low end to it, a bottom end. Check it out. It has a bass to it, so I wanted to take all of that out because obviously we're gonna put our own 808 and all that stuff like that in it. All right, so once I did that, boom, went on ahead and mixed it in with the piano chords, and this is what I got. Oh man, I like that. Okay, what I want to try and do is throw some more piano chords in there. That way it'll kind of make up for what the other chords don't have. You know, so I'm going to use the Piano Legend and the Euphoria VST for that. Let's do it. Take these notes, transpose them down, that way they can match. Man, that sounds amazing, man. That sounds amazing, man. Beat is done. I like the way this came out, man. Sometimes when a beat just fall like that and all the samples and all of the melodies and everything just fit, you don't need too much on a beat, man. Just make it sound nice and let it ride. Let the artist do the rest. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. That concludes the video. Make sure you guys follow me on my Instagram at @Kang. I started to go live there a bit often. I try and do it at least twice, 2 or 3 times a week. So I think there's a live stream that's up there now. You guys can go check it out. Yeah, I go live on Instagram and I make beats the same way I'll go live on YouTube. Follow me at @Kang on Instagram. That way you don't miss a live feed. Turn on your notifications, all that good stuff like that. That way you never miss when I go live on Instagram. Also, my new sample pack has dropped. It is called Blue Flame Melodies. For you guys that have already gotten it, I believe it's been out for about 2 or 3 days now. Thank you guys for the support on that. If you don't have it, make sure you go grab it. 15 high quality melodic loops. It will give you some absolute awesome inspiration for your beats. You know how I bring you that heat all the time. So make sure you guys grab that. I'll leave a link in the video description. It is on my website. Check it out, grab a copy for yourselves. Make sure you guys leave a comment below on the beat battle topic that we talked about earlier in the video. I love to hear you guys' feedback on that, as well as the beat that we made. Make sure you smash that like button if you're vibing the beat, and drop a comment below if you're feeling what you heard. Thanks so much. This is the kid DZD, aka the Kang, live from the Dungeon Palace Studios. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will check you guys in the next video. Peace out.